born?
My full name is Fred Whiti Mahia. The Whiti is the Maori part of it. I was born in Whakatane, New Zealand, in 1952. I came to Australia in 1972. Geelong, I came down to Geelong. I fell in love with a lady from Geelong, who's now my partner, my wife, my mate, my friend. So that was the instigating part about it. That's what has me in Geelong. I drive trucks for a living, so I worked on the Ring Road, and I'm working for a company over in Morgan Street, off Separation Street, somewhere around that area. So yeah, I drive trucks. And the great thing about it, since belonging to the club, I've actually got the language back again. A lot of the stuff that I remember from when I was growing up. Because I never spoke it. After I left school, after I left New Zealand, I just didn't speak the language after that, because we weren't allowed. So we have a club that teaches the language. And also it's great too, because New Zealand has brought it back. So the Maori, which is the Maori side of language culture, and that has been predominant since 1980. So there's a lot of people out there that's coming over from New Zealand, so we get this whole new influx of. And the great irony about that is it's also there's a lot of kids that were born over here. Like my children, they're born here, so they don't have no affinity with that, with the language, and which is a shame. Yeah, that's a nice conversation, that one, eh? Because I really didn't think so. I couldn't be bothered with Maori, and it was bad. For me, I had this interpretation, being a Maori was really bad. Until I come to Geelong, you know, so Geelong opens up this whole, I don't know, sort of I can analyse it by saying, like, when roses, when they bloom, you just get this great. That's what Geelong has. That's for me. So when I come down here and living with Frances, and she was part of a married group that she had friends in, so it gave me that insight into being on the committee for the Maori Club, because I actually seen it was great. I seen them operating at Paco Fest, and then I started getting back into the level, which is the language. And what I found was I still had it; it hadn't disappeared. I just put it to the background. So the importance of it is, yeah, it makes a big, big difference, because we're not the only ones that are speaking it. You go back to New Zealand, the white New Zealanders are speaking, and also a lot of the Indians and Pakistanis are also assimilating the language as well. So they bring it back to the forefront as most Maoris, you know, they speak it as well. But that I get that, and it also it's so cool, you know. You just yell out to somebody in Maori, they don't know what you're talking about, and then you get a reaction, right? Well, you see most Maoris and you hang out. One I do remember is when Maoris go through, they have what they call a whakapapa. They have, you just ask the question, who am I? Well, we have that as well. Who am I? Where do I come from? What is my mountain? What is my river? And I never understood. I just used to say, oh yeah, okay. I was talking to a friend of mine that's a member of the club, and he said it was a great way of finding out where all the foods were. So if you knew where the rivers were, you can go there fishing. And my mountain is called Mauna Pohatu, and it always used to mist over when they didn't know who the people were. But if they knew who they were, the mist on the mountain would lift. But then there's also a folk story, or a story that attached to that, as where I come from, we are called the children of the mist. In Maori, it's the tamariki of the kohu. So it's that was one idea, but I didn't know it to that level, to the kohu. The kohu is mist. But that story about the mist on the mountain, that always intrigued me. I just thought, well, how, that always stuck. And a lot of the other stuff that I sort of picked up, I never knew I was a Tūhoe, which is the tribe I belong to. Somebody else told me that. I never knew I was Children of the Mist, and that was the name that was given to us. So there was a lot of stuff I found out over the years. But that was one that always stuck in, was Mauna Poatu hiding its head. So, yeah. To future generations, it is a phenomenal culture. It has a lot of great educational messages inside of it. A lot of stories, a lot of myths, a lot of songs, and a lot of happiness inside of it. I'm just so glad, like moving to Geelong, to actually appreciate who I am as a Maori. And it's, I'm very proud to do that, whereas before I was hidden about being a Maori. Sort of, I stigmatised myself to either being a bouncer or being a debt collector. So that was the only future I thought I lived into, but no, we're past that, really past that. And especially with the younger ones coming along now, because they have this whole world that they live into where they can actually walk in those shoes. And I really do like the kids that are born, say, with a Maori mother, a Bosnian father, and a bit of Scottish ancestry. You know, it's all that. You know, they all have. And Maori is strong. It has that strong genealogy. It really sort of sticks its head in there. So, this is us, cuss. So to pass on to them, you know, just encompass. If you don't understand, just go and ask somebody. If they don't want to give you the answer, go and find somebody else. That's what I get from being a Maori now. Really proud and strong and proud. That's us, cuss.